Hello everyone, this is Steven with SG Saber Design. Today, doing something a little bit different. Today I've got two Saberz Project Q, or Project Q1 if you will. This one was sent to me by Michael, and this one here was sent to me by Nicholas. I installed them very close to identically. So I'm just going to do this as one video and we'll go over both of them. Let's let Michael's off to the side for the moment and we're going to take a look at Nicholas's. This is a single button saber, 7/8 blade, and as you can obviously tell, those deep grooves there is not a great deal of install space. Looked at a couple different chassis options, and the one I felt was the best I found online by someone named Greyrat. So I took that and ended up having to modify it quite a bit. He did not leave a list of parts or what he used, so I basically took that chassis design and reworked it into something that would fit the parts that I could get and make this work. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. To get inside, we'll start at the pommel. So when you unscrew the pommel cap, there are two pieces here. You've got your vented pommel, and it just kind of sits loosely in there. If you wanted to put a little bit of E6000 in there, that would hold that. But if you ever want to put in the display pommel, which is solid, it just drops in there. It's another piece that just drops in. So when it's screwed on, it holds tight, so it's not a big deal. So in here we've got our speaker pod. So this has a 22mm KR speaker and a tiny little 2-pin connector. And then let's go ahead and take this all the way apart and we can take a look at everything here. To take this off, which you shouldn't need to, it's a 2.5mm hex. Just take that off and then slide this piece off. And then we have a, well, we can't take that out just yet. Let's go up to the top, and if we unscrew this piece right here, you can take off the emitter section, and here is our chassis, our main chassis. This has an 18350 battery, flat top, single button, Shtok V4 pixel emitter. Here's another 2-pin to get our speaker wires down to the speaker pod, and then our Proffie board is in here. Basically it just slides in there and you've got access to your card and your SD port. So once that is out, and make sure you take both those pieces out before you do this, this middle piece here can be slid out. And you'll see we have basically just two 2-pin spring pogo pin connectors, and this has to go in the correct way. You'll notice how this one is a bit thinner, whereas the speaker one won't fit there. Okay, it needs to go on this side. So when you put this back in, make sure this goes towards the speaker. So you just slide this piece back in, and we can line that back up. And screw on our cover tech, and that's back together. So then to put it back together, let's take our speaker pod here. You know how there's a flat part here. Probably not going to see this on video, but when you look in there, you'll see it. Basically, if you've got these fins up, it's the bottom part where it can slide in, and you'll see how that slides in, and then it just kind of a little bit of springiness there on those spring pins. So once that's in, we take our pommel cap and make sure that this is sitting flat and tighten that all the way. Now that's holding that up against those spring pins. So to use this, we're going to take our battery. Now this is a little bit different than the way I normally would install, but the positive is down towards the board. The negative is this piece up here up towards the emitter. So just take your flat top 18350, just kind of snap it in there, and you will see that your Proffie board has its light on. And if you want to check it, hit your button there, and you can see it's lit up. Obviously not going to be a sound until it's connecting. So we can slide this in and be gentle until it just kind of wiggle a little bit until you can feel that little spring there. Now up here we've got, take this piece off here. I've made a blade plug, and this takes a 1.5 millimeter hex. So the original chassis design has just this piece that goes in here, and you tighten that down because you can see there's no way to hold this in once it's there. Once you have a blade in there, that holds the pressure on the pins, or you can use this if you're not using a blade. So also notice there is no kill switch on this. There is no room for that. Once the battery's in, it's on. So with this, you could just put that in there, and if it's in all the way with a little bit of pressure, and make sure you are putting a little bit of pressure on there before you tighten something. And I didn't get enough pressure on something. Okay. So let's take this. And we're going to go ahead and put in a blade. A short test blade here. Now once that is tightened, then you can take your ring, and it is very tight. You probably want to put that on before you slide your blade on, because it will eventually scratch your blade up, I think. Okay, now we got it on.
Council, but we do not grant you the rank of master. The force is strong in this one. Master Qui-Gon. Jedi, like my father before me. May the Force be with you. Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan sent me. The dark saber. I'd put that on ice if I were you. I'll show you the dark side.
Skywalker.
I've encountered divergence in the Force.
And we're back to Qui-Gon. So you can tell it's quite loud, even with a 22mm speaker in there. So that's Nicholas's. So let's go ahead and take the blade out. And like I said, I made a blade plug that will also hold that in. So if you don't have your blade in, and you don't want the chassis to fall out, put that in there. And also have one of these for yours as well. So there is some shine through on that one. So when you're done, you do want to go in, and you can very gently from the other side, use your thumb to kind of loosen that a little bit, and then pull that out, and slide back in. And that wraps up Nicholas's install. Nicholas, if you have any changes you'd like made with fonts, please let me know. And let's go ahead and take a look at Michael's. It is identical. I mean, we can take that apart, but uses the exact same parts. Michael has slightly different fonts on his he requested, but otherwise it's the exact same build. So once again, spring, or this top spring is your negative, bottom is your positive. You can see your Proffie is lit up. And again, you do need to keep pressure on those pins. They do not just kind of stay. The springiness of them will push them away. And so this one currently has just the little spacer piece in it. Show that. But it does also come with a blade plug. So let's go ahead and take this off and put in a blade to show off how his is working. Once again, you've got to make sure there's some pressure holding this whole thing together. Well, not the whole thing, but it's just holding the blade to these pins and the upper chassis to the mid section of the chassis. As long as there's some pressure there, this will work perfectly.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. At last we will have our revenge.
And I will say they are both set to, for a 36-inch blade, more or less. This one is set to 136 pixels. And Nicholas specifically requested 134 on his. So if you like, either of you like those changed, just let me know. I don't know if either of you do a lot of Proffie updates, but if you need anything changed, just let me know before I ship them.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Now, if you want to go through your fonts faster than one at a time, just hold the button down.
Select preset.
And then we can just twist.
The Force is strong. Master Qui-Gon.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Ahsoka Tano. Bo-Katan's sent me. I am told it is the dark saber. I'll show you the dark side.
Rey Skywalker.
I've encountered divergence in the Force.
Now if you want to adjust the volume with a single button, hold the button down.
Enter volume menu.
Do a clash. And we twist.
Minimum volume. Minimum volume. Maximum volume. Maximum volume.
Might have to add some fonts, some sound fonts on this because normally it'll click, but
Minimum volume.
apparently this does not have the clicks. So
Maximum volume.
if you just want to go about halfway, you just kind of go like that.
Exit volume menu. Enter volume menu. Maximum volume. Exit volume menu.
So I will see about getting the extra click fonts or sound effects added in here. But that kind of wraps up Michael's install as well. Like I said, either of you have any questions, please shoot them over. Otherwise, these are both ready to go. Again, when you're not using it, just take either this or the blade plug, tighten that in there, and that way I don't really think that it's likely that the upper chassis is going to slide out, but it is technically possible, so that's a good idea to just keep that locked in there when you're not using it, one or other of these. But when you're done with it for the day, just pull that out, pop out your battery, and you're done. So thanks for watching. If anyone else has a Saber they would like to have installed, or I also do repairs, please contact me, sgsaberdesign.etsy.com, and I can take a look at anything you need. Everyone else, have a great day, and may the Force be with you.